Commanders versus Dolphins preseason week 2 is going to be the most juicy portion of the preseason training camp, the whole thing. Because you're going to see starters going against starters, and it's not about the units so much. It's about the individual play, how certain guys are looking, because some guys weren't starters last year. They're going to be getting some shots at higher end looks to see how they play out this season. I'm really looking forward to it. Just got to do the double finger cross, no injuries. We've been pretty lucky so far. The Brewer thing kind of sucks, but it's not long term. He'll be back by at least week 3. So the injury part's the most important thing, but we're going to get some good film. I'm going to do a lot of film study on this preseason game. I'm going to add in last week's with Paul stuff because I'm seeing a lot of stuff about Paul, and he's doing good, but the hype is getting higher and higher. I even hear some people even saying, hey, you know what? Maybe if he's so good, you could put him at tackle and slide Teron inside, which in theory, that sounds good, but it's not going to happen. Being on the edge like that and playing, really, you're alone out there for the most part against low-end second stringers and third stringers without being schemed against is many levels lower than week 1. I think Paul's doing a really good job. I think it's very easy clicks to say he's doing extraordinary. He's doing good. The trajectory has always been kind of like late this year and next year, and he's on. But starting week 1 would be insane. I don't see it happen. I could be wrong, but so there's a lot of hype there. So I'm looking forward to a lot of stuff going on in this preseason game, and I'm going to get into my top 5. I'm not saying they're the most critical, although I think some of them are pretty darn critical. But for me, in my evaluations, these are going to be my top 5. Now, I'm really... just even doing this thing in front of the camera has been a really long process of getting used to it. I don't like cameras. I like being center of attention. And now I'm finding that the Twitter X social media thing is absolutely critical, guys. So I'm at Curtis at Fins, PHINSENEWS1 on Twitter. I'm really going to be putting a lot of original content there, focusing on that, because you kind of get put into the social gulag if you're really not a part of that. And I'm going to be working that as well. So that's the whole thing, guys. I'm going to get into my top 5. And there's a lot more than that I wanted to put down, but then it gets a little too long. I think this is a very succinct little portion here. So anyway, guys, I want to give you a shout out for all that you do. The likes, subscribes, and comments, all that stuff keeps me in the business. My sponsors will keep me if I keep doing the subs and the likes and all that stuff. And so it's critical, and I'm grateful for all that you do. So I want to give you a shout out. Shout out to my sponsors, because without the 2 of you, this show ain't going down. Ace Per Head's betting software is the premier white label platform for bookies to manage their players and grow their sportsbook operation. Click the link in the description below to get set up in minutes. Ask for the Curtis promo and get a special introductory discount. All right, so I really struggled trying to put this in order. Don't hold me to the fire that this is in order, but maybe it is. I don't know. To me, last year, Cam Smith looked good. He got injured. He didn't play, and sadly, I saw somebody, I'm not going to go names, but kind of saying, well, if he does good now, it shows that Fangio was like holding him back and had a grudge. I didn't really like that talk. I think that's really foolish talk. Could be true, but Cam Smith last year showed a ton. The way he could burst, he was aggressive to the ball. It looked really good, but then he compiled a lot of injuries. And Fangio's system is an intellectually driven scheme. You got injuries which are in and out. He had some kind of red flags around hard work personality. And it just seemed like, okay, he got a red shirt in a hard system. And next year, if the system came back, he'd be a little bit more prepared. But we've moved into the Weaver system, which is more athletic. It's more toned down. And so he is a second-round pick. He's a big pick with loads of talent. We got to get guys in these rounds that they take off year one. We've got so many guys. It's nice when they show up year 3, year 4, year 5 or something. But Cam Smith is a big piece of the puzzle. We've got to see him play well. I hope he gets a lot of reps. I don't know how many he's going to get. It's not always easy to gauge because if he doesn't get attacked, it's hard to gauge how they're playing. So for me, he's my number one. It's a huge asset with huge potential. Let's keep our fingers crossed and hope that he has a good game. Robert Jones is my number 2. You know what? Robert Jones, because Wynn is not going to be around for like 4 weeks or so. And then Brewer might be out a week or 2 or so in the regular season. Robert Jones has been a guy I always thought should have started over Eichenberg a long time ago. I thought he should, started when Hunt went down. I thought this guy could even start a left guard a couple times during the year because we've had nobody there. I think the guy's got a load of talent, and he offers something sort of like Patrick Paul. Big and powerful. You can't blow through them. And so for him to come out and to look good and to take it to the next level, he's a guy that we just, pulled off the scrap heap. And if he's ready to go now, he brings that Robert Hunt-esque to a lower level type thing. I think that if you got Wynn back, you put him at right guard, and that's a nice little additive. You finally got a big guy to pull Brewer and Jackson, who kind of struggled in the drive blocking. Pull them together. You don't have to worry about the bull rush. So, but for now, it looks like he's playing left guard. He's going to be key for the first early part of the season. And I know I wanted to put Paul there. I don't think he is a key piece to the early part of the season. I don't think he should. I hope he's not. He looked darn good. When a guy has the ability to handle power, that is a beautiful foundation and platform to build on. And he's unlike most of our Dieters and Jacksons and Eichenbergs and so on. So I'm not going to get into him, but Robert Jones, his ability to really get on the move a little bit, to do that zone stretch, because he's great in inside zone. He's great in drive blocking. He's a big, powerful guy. The movement thing is where we want to see, and the pass blocking and working with the guys left and right. So to me, that's number 2. I'm a line guy. What am I going to do? Out from 3 yards per carry is high on Jordan Brooks. I was like, pretty good. He's a well-rounded guy, but he has taken it higher and higher and higher, and Alpha's looking more and more correct. And I hope he makes Alf look like Einstein. If Jordan Brooks can come out, and these guys are not playing tons of reps, but if he can come back, and remember, you have the front, and then you have the secondary. The linebackers are the glue to hold it all together, especially the Mike linebacker. If you got a guy in Brooks who can blitz, who's big, 250, can cover deep, it's just all kinds of stories, reports out of camp with him covering each end. And then he can get in there and fill and shed. This is something we haven't seen since the flood. He would be so big for us. It would be unbelievable. So for him to come out and just look good, do the whole thing, not get injured, and really show he's going to be the leader of this defense in the sense of holding it all together and being that guy who's the versatility guy. He'll be dealing with some tight ends, which is huge in the NFL, especially against the better teams. And then stopping that run. You got a 250-pound guy. That means you can go a little lighter around him in that secondary. It's going to be so big if he is great for us this year. And it's not going to be, what you see here is going to determine everything. But if we see him looking good and shine and have a couple pop plays, I'm going to pop some champagne. Back to the trenches. Yes, I know. Look, we have unbelievable edge talent. With Phillips coming back, I still can't believe the guy's coming back. And you got Chop somewhere in the distance. Chubb somewhere in the distance. You got Chop and Kamara. You got, Campbell. He could play inside, but he's not playing inside on those run downs. That first down run is so big for this defense that loves to play small and light and pass. And it's a little concerning in there. I like Seal inside, but I like him more a little bit on the outside. Benito Jones, I'm not so high on him, but Alf told me he's changed his body around. He's understood by being with the Lions what it takes. He's a little dinged up, but he's clearly going to be our starting nose tackle. But you need 2. And there's really nobody else that could fit the bill. There's nobody else who could play there consistently except for Sela, and you don't want that. Besides Peely. And this kid's young, and he's a fast mover, and he hasn't fully developed. He's still a young guy, and that strength is going to be coming. And if you can add that to the skills, his agility, his intensity, and his pretty good speed, it's going to be unbelievable. We need a good, cheap backup nose tackle, and maybe even a guy for the future. That interior is big for Weaver going this year and next year. I hope Weaver's here for a few years. And so Peely is a big piece of the puzzle. He kind of was quiet, and he's slowly building his resume. They got rid of Tart, who's a threat to that interior position. And it looks like it's his job to win, to get an actual roster spot. And so for me, that's a key for me. Phillips, I don't think he's playing. But I think now, totally beyond what I thought, he's playing week 1. Not saying definitely, but I think it's pretty darn close. But if you, it's pretty darn good chance that he's going to. But if you look, we got Jags, physical, running the football team. Bills, who've now committed to be Mr. Run 2 tight end set team, which is crazy. And then you got Seattle, that they run the football. They're very physical. They want to be physical. O-line's a little bit like this, but they had some talent, so we'll see. And then Tennessee, who added a lot of talent and love to run the football. Edge players stopping the run and still be able to generate pass rush because you get first down passes. You can't just put the big boys in to stop the run on first down because then it allows the pass to get off. So Phillips is going to be asked to come in, if he comes in here, to play rundowns. It's very taxing. He can't play a lot because he's going to still be in the rehabilitation process. You don't want to overload him. That leg is probably going to swell. It's going to take some time to get used to it. The most physical part is the run defense, and it's going to tax that body. So he needs to come in for the pass downs, the clear pass downs. He needs to come in those mixed match downs of pass and run, but not too much. So to me, seeing Chop play tonight, he's been a little dinged. Kamara's a little dinged. He's coming up. I was going to think about Kamara, but he's more of a developmental kind of guy. But Chop has shown he can get after the football. He can come in and shoot those gaps inside. He's been able to put the pressure outside. And he's been hit or miss setting the edge. I'm concerned about his ability to set the edge. We really need that kind of guy on first down. We need that guy to give Phillips a little bit of breather. We need the guy to come in there and even on second downs where it's 2nd down and 5, 2nd down and 6, where it could be a pass and run, to come in there to be able to get after that quarterback, but also stop the edge. Chop Robinson, we haven't got, unless you've been the fortunate few show up to the practices where these awesome guys like Dudley Durong went there, you flew in, he's a star, and Alf and Kelly and all these other guys who see stuff every day. For me, this will be my first view of him in a Dolphin uniform. And so him being able, I know he's going to get after the quarterback. Obviously he wants to build a little bit more to his resume with his moves, but to stop that run, be healthy, and to show, hey, you know what? I can limit. I'm not a liability in the run game. I think is so huge, and it's going to allow Phillips to really get his feet in the water and slowly come into this. So to me, those are my top 5. Cam Smith, Robert Jones, Jordan Brooks, Peely, and Chop Robinson. I'm sure, like I said, there's plenty others. Let me know yours. Don't hate me too much if mine isn't yours. It's just, for me, the physicality, getting maximum value, getting some value out of top picks. These were my guys. So anyway, get ready for the big day tomorrow. Let me know what you think in the comments. And Curtis saying, be well, go Fins. Curtis out. Start building your own online sports book today by getting signed up with aceperhead.com service that'll allow you to book action on sports from all around the world.